Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated, where today is our Quick Draw panel. I'm so excited. Quick Draw was a show on Hulu that I found in the early stages of the pandemic. I was flipping through. I found out, I said, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. And I loved it. And I burned through 2 seasons and I was ready to watch the third one. And then I discovered that the show was actually like 10 years old. I thought it was brand new. It was so great. So great. So today, just thrilled to death that I'm joined by 4 of the cast members. I've got Kate Frisbee, Allison Dunbar, Bob Clendenin, and John Lehr. So welcome, everybody.
Hey, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Yeah, it's so good to see all of you. Yeah, so Quick Draw, we got to make season 3 happen. I'm so
Gotta pull us
disappointed.
out of retirement. Oh my God,
have to.
please.
I thought this was something you guys did like a year or 2 ago.
No. How long ago was it?
It wasn't 10 years because that startled me.
No, it's probably like what, 7 years?
I think it's 5
6 or
years
7.
ago. I think
Maybe
it was
5.
2015, wasn't it?
Well, it may have been.
That might have been the 3rd season.
Oh.
Yeah.
I actually shot the 3rd season.
Well, maybe she's talking about when it aired, maybe, Bob, and you're talking about when it shot.
You know what? I'll look it up. Well, I'll research while
All
you
right,
guys are
look
doing
it
that.
up. So before we came on camera, John, you were talking about being nervous about having to kiss Allison for the first time.
Yes.
So there you go. Now you can talk about it because I had to make you stop because we weren't recording. So now you can talk.
Well, I was saying that I have kissed Kate. You and I never kissed.
I kissed Kate.
You kissed Kate, and
You
I
guys
hard,
kissed you.
like super hard, right? Almost
my
too
God.
hard.
Kate and Bob made out on a dead body, which was
course.
one of the most fantastic scenes in the whole series.
That was my first day of work, by the way. Like,
my gosh.
you go get pounded on top of a corpse.
Well, and also hadn't I broken my arm playing softball? So like you weren't able to roll over on me.
Yes, that's right.
It was a whole thing. And the dead body kept giggling.
Right.
So his chest would go like that. And we'd have to stop.
He fell asleep at one point, though.
And then he fell asleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
that's
was
a role I could play.
enormous. That actor, that
He was a big
background
man.
actor was big.
He was a bit very, very soft.
Yes. He was a great guy to get railed on top of.
Allison and I feel like the first time, or maybe the only time we made out was in the middle of the street on the main street in the dirt road. She doesn't even remember.
I walked in on you guys making out for one. Someone posted a deleted scene of me walking in on you 2 making out. And I kept
out
trying
on
to, like,
the
get you
street.
to. Is that the one you're talking
Was
about?
it inside?
I thought it was up in the
Outside.
saloon.
No, it was outside. Yes, that's right. It was outside. Yeah.
Y'all made out like seven times in a row.
Everybody says to me, wow, making out Allison Dunbar, that must have been amazing. And the problem is that it's not what you think it's going to be, because there's all these people looking at you. And then you're afraid, like, oh, my breath is going to be bad. I had coffee because I've been up for 27 hours straight. And you know what I mean? Like, I was so.
I feel like that's all any of us are thinking about is, oh my God, do I have time to go brush my teeth again? If we all just had coffee and just, I don't know. I always felt like it's hard to even have memories of working of the set because since, John, you and Nancy, you guys as our producers, you knew what we were going to be doing that day, but we had no clue. So you got to understand, Michael, like we didn't have scripts. So
Right.
we'd go into makeup. We still had no idea. You literally rolled onto set and then, John would tell us, okay, this scene is going to loosely, this is what we thought might happen. Let's see how we get there. And they'd start rolling and you just start improvising. So I don't know about you guys, but I kind of black out after improvising.
Yeah.
So like, I never know if they say, we're going to go again, let's try and, pick up that thing you guys were doing about such and such. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right. You kind of.
But that's why you were so good.
A meditative space. It is.
I think that's actually. I'm not busting your chops. I think you literally were. That was one of the reasons you were so good. Is that you completely immersed yourself, and it was like, and whatever happened, it was very organic.
Oh,
And
that's so
that is really
nice.
hard to replicate.
I feel that way about you guys. Don't you feel like when I feel like I look at anything that I've done, I just feel like I'm watching a charlatan, and then I watch everyone else and I'm like, they're so
Oh yeah, you think you're the like, I don't belong here because I'm
Yes.
such an imposter. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Oh my god.
totally.
And I watch these because now, because of pandemic, we're self-taping, so I have to watch myself in some horrible
Right.
thing I just auditioned for, and I'm like, ugh, God, I'm glad I don't have to view me more. It's just so awful,
It's
so
awful.
bad.
And
It's like, why are you doing this? You're not good at this.
that's
I'm so
exactly
glad I
how I
don't-
feel.
I'm so glad I don't have to watch myself out in the world. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When I see myself on video, I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have to watch me lumbering around, getting in my car, going to Starbucks. Everybody else has to watch that, but not me.
Well, when you need to feel better, call me up and I'll tell you what a great job all of you did.
Okay.
Aw,
You're gonna be getting a
thank
lot
you
of calls,
lot.
Michael.
Yeah, just call me up. Although,
You're gonna
John, I think I've got you figured out. See,
Yeah.
I've figured out your secret to making these shows.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yes, all
yeah,
you
what is it?
do,
Let's hear it.
all you do is come up with an idea. You're like, yeah, a Western. Okay, I got the idea. And then you hire a bunch of just incredible improv
Yes.
actors, and you don't even have to write a script.
No, it's
And
amazing.
then you just turn them loose.
Right. It's
Instant
true.
success.
It's
It's
true.
just-
But the problem is finding those people. And these three are like the top of their game. It's not easy to find them.
We've been put out to pasture though. I mean, you got to find a new game. Nobody.
I'm working on it.
Are you?
No, we're bringing
Yeah.
it back. I told you this is season 3. It's all for
Michael,
nothing. if we can't get season
you're
3.
like, we had so much time after season 2 where it looked like we might be coming back.
Yeah.
We're not coming back. Someone else might pick us up. There might be hope. Like
Oh,
we went on for almost 2 years, I think, thinking we're going to be going back to work.
I looked it up, and IMDb says it was 2013 to 2014.
Oh, well, eat a dick, Bob. Like I did the best I could.
Son of a bitch.
It's gonna make me look stupid.
Oh, I miss you so
God.
much. I miss you so much.
If
It's
we-
like you think, don't you feel like, I mean, I knew how lucky we were. I definitely knew. I definitely would look around and think this is the funniest job. This is the coolest. But I still sitting here in pandemic think, God, I had no idea. We should have been like kissing the ground every day we walked onto set because it was so
Well,
much
we should
fun.
ask John, to be honest, and I suspect the answer is me, but like, who did anybody turn into more of a dick as the show progressed? You're like, you know what? They're getting a little bit of an attitude. It was me.
I think I did because I just got more and more sleep deprived. Because Nancy and I would start here, and then by the time we got to the end, we were just on fumes. So
Yeah, you guys worked really, really hard. It was amazing how much you guys did for that show. And then it never ended. You had to sell it, you had to edit it, you had to do everything. So
yeah, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. It was so much fun. And I got to be away from my family, Bob, and you know how enjoyable that is.
God, any excuse. Hey, am I crazy, or did they have a fire out at the ranch?
It
Yes,
burned
it
down.
did.
What?
It's gone.
It's gone,
It's
right?
gone.
Oh,
Gone.
Yeah. Michael, the set that we filmed on, which was a
Oh.
famous and infamous Western little
Yeah.
town out near Malibu, burned down to the ground. It's
That's
gone.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
more
So-
more famous because of what's her face Jane than for us, but
yeah. Dr.
Quinn.
Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, shot there.
Oh,
But also
Jane
like-
Seymour.
Jane
Yeah.
Seymour, but also like some old John Wayne shot there.
Yeah,
There-
all the old westerns I think
Really?
shot at Paramount
Yeah.
Ranch. Yeah.
All right,
and
so
what's the
season
Western-
3, West Virginia. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you let us all stay at your house while we
Yes,
shoot?
I've got the room ready.
All right.
I mean, they're
The
bunk
room?
beds.
There's one
Yeah,
we're
room.
all in the
Yeah.
same
It's one
bed.
room. It's 2 sets of bunk beds.
Well,
That'll
Wouldn't
work.
be the first time.
I'm fine with this, but we need to talk about where Nick is sleeping.
Oh God.
Not in our bunk beds. We've already all slept in bunk beds for real.
For
Yes,
real.
we have.
Yes, we did. Yes, we
Had
did.
a fan thing that was the fans for Quick Draw were insane, and they had a fan roundup, and we
In
Georgia.
Georgia, that's what it
Blue
was.
Ridge?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
missed that.
Blue Ridge,
Blue Mountains,
Georgia?
Blue Ridge Mountains.
That was so much fun.
It was really fun.
actually- that
Allison,
was
you were
fun.
missed.
You were missed,
I can't
Allison.
remember why I had to miss that. It was really
You can't
disappointing.
And they put you in bunk beds?
Well, there was
Yes.
one room that had like 12 bunk beds, and so we all slept. And there were also, they paid for it. They were nice enough to. We didn't pay. They covered the cost of everything, and some people had nicer
They put you in
bedrooms,
a
but
hostel and they paid for it? That's very.
it was a huge house. No, it was a,
It was a
Gigantic cabin.
mansion,
it was a
but they
mansion.
put all of us down. We were like down in steerage.
But I wanted to be there. That's where I belong. That's where
Yeah, I know.
that's where
I
I'm
loved
home.
it. I slept
Yeah.
like a baby. It was like a womb. It was so dark in there. It was like a dungeon.
It really
Wait, hey, Michael.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, I wanted to tell you a story about like one of my favorite stories.
All right, let's hear it.
I've got a couple I definitely want to make sure you know about, but one is, and I think I know two of the three of you. Bob, did you get taken down by the day that Montezuma's Revenge hit the
Oh,
cast?
no.
No.
You were
No,
okay?
I was fine, and I did not work. I think I was not working that because that was a craft service issue, wasn't it?
We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know.
But
It's
no,
still
I
a
was either
mystery.
released earlier the day before, or I didn't eat the fish, or whatever it was. But I
But
did
you
not get
were you
affected.
there on set? You were there, right?
I don't think I was even on set because I heard about it when I came like 2 days later that everybody was just
Okay, well
puking
then
and-
that only solidifies my theory. Now, Michael, I'm the strongest member of the cast, and the reason
Yeah.
I tell you that is because
true.
something happened on our set. We think it was dodgy craft service,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden, one day, out of nowhere, everyone got
Oh, no.
super ill, like barfing, like
Horrid.
Montezuma's
Terrible.
Revenge, the crew and cast.
People would just get in their cars and drive away. They like, where's so? Oh, she threw up and she got in her car and she's gone.
Yeah, people deserve our set to the point where it was like, I mean, you can't, you're doing a show, like the person who works the lights has to work the lights. But we were literally, I'd be like holding a light up because the lighting person was vomiting into a bucket while we were shooting.
Was Nancy sick?
No.
The only
Nancy-
two people who did not get sick were me and
Nancy
Nancy.
and Allison were the only two. The
Wow.
only two.
Wow.
Everybody
Amazing.
else.
I remember-
Frisbee was sick as a dog.
I was in a rough spot, man.
Kate, you were actually vomiting. I was in the scene with you, and you were vomiting in between takes, standing next to me into that white bucket.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I
and
remember.
it worked for the scene because it was the stunt where he jumped off the
Yeah.
balcony and dies.
And we used that take. We used that take where Kate says, I think I'm going to be sick. And it fits in with the scene, but she wasn't acting.
was
She
being
saying, I think
honest.
I'm going to be sick.
I literally
Yeah.
walked off after that. I was like, I think I'm gonna be sick.
That changes that whole scene.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's great.
She
I
literally
mean,
walked
Michael,
off
watch
and
that
threw up.
scene again, thinking about the fact that everyone in that
Everybody.
scene except me was trying not to shit their jorts or barf.
Yeah.
I
And
was
we're in these corsets. I'm in a fucking corset.
Yeah.
You barely
It's not gonna
I'm
help.
like,
I was in the bathroom, the men's bathroom, with my pants down and vomiting and crapping at the same time, with like my Colt 45 laying there as a pillow. Like it was just, it was so pitiful. It was so pitiful.
Because the thing is, Michael, like you can't stop. Like
Yeah.
you have to make your day. There's no
Yeah.
money to send everyone home and
Right.
try again tomorrow. Like
Right.
you just have to keep working.
Nancy sent in a PA, and it was a female PA who came into the bathroom to get me out of there. And I was literally just like,
Oh,
it was like from the first scene of, it was just horrid. It was just horrid.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Allison, I thought you were gonna talk about the Ambien. That's what I thought.
Ambien,
Remember the
ooh.
Ambien?
No, what happened?
Oh,
you got to hear about this.
We both called Bob and had no recollection of it the next morning. And Bob was
You-
like, hey, thanks for the phone call. And we were like, what the fuck are you talking about, Bob? You're messing with us. And then he played our voicemails back and we were horrified.
why were
Whacked.
now
You
had
guys
we
were
decided?
whacked.
We had a like 5:30
Oh, I get
a.m.
you.
call. And so we needed to shut it down at like 7. and you gave me a sliver of an Ambien and called me, and we had called like 4 people. And completely forgot, like genuinely completely forgot about it.
God, I wish I had that phone call. I wish I kept that. Why didn't I
do
keep
too.
that?
And then one day, Michael, I got a hold of Bob's cell phone while he was shooting a scene. He left his cell phone in his cast chair, and I grabbed his phone and either sent out a series of emails or texts, like to anyone in his phone, just saying like, I don't know, I'm in trouble, like things are not going well for me. Please check in with me because like it's not looking good for me.
I think also, didn't you came out, I think you made me come out of the closet with one of my friends.
Oh my God,
man.
that's awful. Like okay, maybe.
About time.
It was great. I mean, it was a really, really great prank. It was a great prank.
I was like maybe not that socially sensitive, and I just went like bananas on Bob's phone.
None of this would
every kind of message you could think of. And then later that day that someone told me, like a PA told me, Bob knows and he's pissed. Now I thought he would think this was hilarious, but apparently like he got calls from relatives like, are you suicidal? You know, so, but he was getting me back by acting mad. So he wouldn't talk to me the rest of the day. And Kate, do you remember how bad we felt? Like we were like, and I was like, I've really fucked up. Like this guy who's so funny, who's always laughing is like, he gave me the silent treatment.
Super cold. Yeah.
Bob told me that he goes, I'm going to get her back. And I was like, I don't think you should do it, Bob. She's too tough. She has no barriers. She will crush you.
She will.
So Michael, I think you waited a good week or two, right? Like before your revenge happened.
I think so. Well, it took some work.
All of a
Yeah,
sudden,
we gotta hear this.
One day I'm at work and my phone is blowing up. Like I'm trying to do a scene with John, so I can't really attend to it. But I remember I had like 91 missed calls. And by the end, I think I worked a full like 12-hour, 14-hour day. And I go out to the parking lot to get in my car, go home, and my car has a flyer on it. And it's a picture of me. And it says that I'm a party clown and I'm available. It's like an advertisement that I'm available for like bachelor parties or children's parties.
I found one picture of Allison from her burlesque day, from her burlesque show. So it's really ratio. She's wearing like a very sexy outfit. And it was like spotlight and stuff. That was really, really, and so I juxtaposed that with, I think I pulled a stock image of a party clown, like a big rainbow wig party clown, and said that she did bachelor parties and children's parties. And I did the bullet points for each thing, and a lot of them were the same. So like for the bachelor party, for the children's party, it was face painting, but it was also face painting for the adult.
But he put my phone number all over these flyers, like with the pull-offs.
Where you could tear it off.
They were on every car. They were
all over the set.
Agora Hills. Like as I'm driving home, they're like tacked to telephone poles side of the 405. I had to change my number, Michael.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is good.
Bob, she made so much money off of those. That was such a good gig.
And thank God he did it, because now I have work during quarantine.
Yeah, but you can't do the face painting, Allison.
Well, I just do Zoom bachelor parties.
Yeah.
I'm a party clown.
I was scared. I thought that war was just going to keep escalating.
Don, it was. You understand, Kate and I were coming to the last day of shooting, and I was going to steal Bob's car.
Oh, yeah.
You were going to hide my car.
I had it all worked out with people, and I can't remember, but producers, people were working with me on it. I was going to steal your car.
Yeah.
And
then
then
on a flatbed or something, right?
I had it. Yes, I had something all worked out. Kate was doing it with me.
Were you not able to drive a stick? Was that the problem, or was
No, the problem was there was like a hurricane the last day of shooting.
Oh, yes, it was. It rained it was 5 inches of rain in 2 hours or something.
I think Kate and I were on our way to set, and we am I making this up? Did we pull off into Beverly Hills and get creased at a bar?
We did, yeah. We instead like went to like, I think you were like, this is Lisa Vanderpump's place or something. It was like
Oh my God, you went to Vanderpump Rules or whatever that place is.
We just had like 2 glasses of wine and we were like, well, I hope everyone's okay. I mean, I forgot about that. That's so great.
That's
Oh,
pretty
God.
good. John, what kind of set were you running?
Yeah,
The
seriously.
I
best.
gotta get
Monkey
control.
There was it was just herding people together.
Well,
But
It was
John, I
remarkable
they
remember
were
though.
the
you
most
told us.
pro. These guys joke. You guys were total pros.
I tell you,
Always on
know,
time.
well, everybody here knows, like, sometimes comedians or funny people can also be the biggest pains in the ass. Like, they're just miserable. When the cameras aren't rolling, they're dark and they're insecure and whatnot. And it was remarkable that we had virtually no like infighting, egos
No
in
prima
cast or
donna
crew.
stuff.
Like nobody, that's like virtually unheard of in
Yeah.
this industry, whether it's improvised or scripted or whatever. Like, that group of people was really extraordinary. And crew people who would come in like to the show the second or third year would go, oh my God, I've never been on a show like this. This is
That's great.
a unicorn.
I remember John saying that. You and Nancy told us, like, I remember one time, and I just never forgot it because I thought, wow, that's something to shoot for. Like, you said that you guys had an agreement there would be no assholes on set, and
Yeah.
that went for cast and crew.
Yeah.
And like, there just will not, if you act like an asshole, you will not be here. This is going to be like a camp environment of all cool people. And you did it. And that's why I think in between takes, I mean, I really always felt like I was at adult summer camp. It was so much fun.
That's
So
awesome.
fun.
John,
Yeah,
you should tell the story about the background guy who kept grabbing his dick during that one scene. And,
Oh my God,
That
disturbing.
story.
remember him? He had to be let go,
Yes.
didn't he? Or I can't remember.
Yeah.
That's right.
got rid of him really
He
fast.
really upset Arden, right?
Yeah, he upset a lot of people.
What was he
I
doing?
don't
Just
remember that.
grabbing his dick?
He was sticking his hand down his pants and maybe masturbating. Because this was the scene. This was the episode when all the guys were dressed up as women to infiltrate the bad guy camp.
Yes.
And the bad guys, we hired a bunch of extras, and I mean, we never had a problem. And well, we had a few problems, but we had extra, because when you get Western extras, there's a whole world.
It's
Yeah.
like, they're like
Right.
Santas or Civil War people. It's like that's their thing, right?
Right. And they come already and out. We had a guy bring a loaded gun onto set once, and the security got him and stopped him. Yeah, Kate's
I do
like,
not
what?
remember that. Holy shit.
Yeah, we sent him home. But this guy was very strange. I mean, he looked amazing though. You could
Yeah,
see
he
where
did.
we cast him. He looked amazing.
Yeah, weren't you sure to get footage of him before you fired him?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
we
got good stuff.
We shot one take so that we'd have it. But he was obviously, mentally not, he had issues.
You gentlemen looked very sexy. So
Who do you
thought
think
Bob and I
was the
looked-
sexiest? Out of me, John, Nick, and David.
I think you, Bob. I think you
I actually was surprised. I think I surprised a lot of people.
Yes.
you did. You did. You were the dark horse, but we were all like, oh my God.
The
Stunning.
ugliest by far was Nick.
Yeah, he was not
we were-
not
Nick was
not
like
attractive.
my handsome deputy, the guy who played my handsome deputy.
Yep.
As a woman, dressed up as he was just hideous.
Well, you gave him a blonde wig, and he's
That
got
was a
very
mistake.
dark features
Yeah.
and dark eyebrows. So
Yeah.
it wasn't all his fault, but
It was
most of
not
it
a good
was.
We were trying to just throw it together as quickly as we could. We spent all of our time and energy on you, Bob. That's why you look
Yeah,
so.
but it paid off.
You
didn't
did.
it?
It
You
did.
got full glam squad.
I have a great photo of Allison walking with all of us down Main Street.
The Reservoir
in my
Dogs.
office. Oh my God, it's so great.
Well, we
Yeah.
shot that in.
Mugger? something? I feel like I have that picture too.
Nancy might have done that. She
It
put it
was
on
like
a
a
mug.
part of a wrap gift or something.
I have a mug of us all just chilling out on set one day. Maybe
me
everyone get
too.
different
I have
pictures
that.
on their mugs. I use my mug all the time.
Well, that's nice.
My son has it now as a pencil holder in his room. I noticed it just the other day. I was like, Jesus, that was like important to me. What? You're dressed up and so?
Right. It's just dad being dad again.
Cup full of pencils.
Gotta write the next quick draw. Keep it going.
Working on it.
So here's the question I've got for you. If there was a season 3, what would your characters be doing?
I know exactly what they would be doing because Nancy and I have a feature film ready to go. fully broken, and it is so fantastic.
Can you tell us? Can you tell us I want to know what.
Well, we took season 3 and put it into a movie. So season 3 was going to take place 9 months after the end of season 2. And so Arden's character and Alexia's character were both pregnant. I was in Mexico drunk. Bob came to get me. An outlaw had taken over the town. I can't remember. There was something happening with you two, but I can't remember. I think, Allison, you were in the town, but I think, Kate, you were part of an all-female hold. It was very feminist, very strong, female-based season.
I remember you guys talking about this. Yeah, I think you're right. I remember
we were cooking it up then. And then, so Bob gets me, and we have to take over the town, get back the town, and we go into Nicodemus and get all these old Buffalo soldiers. Do you guys know what the Buffalo soldiers were? These were black Civil War soldiers. So time-wise, they would have been already in retirement. We get all of it. So it's old black dudes. And we get them and the women from Nicodemus, of course, played by Frangela.
Yeah.
But Arden and Alexia give birth at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't remember. There's much more.
Oh my God, it sounds so good.
It was so good. It was so good.
How can we not scramble together a few schmill to shoot this?
Come on.
Shouldn't be hard.
We could do it.
I'm giving you a free place to stay.
That's right. We have
Michael's got the place to stay. We're going to need to shoot really in Mexico. We got because we don't want to scrimp on that.
Yeah, the yard's big enough. We can do
go on location for that.
$2 million for sure.
Max. Yeah.
$2 million.
Too easy.
If we do it with
something.
And we can negotiate a lot of Nick's salary down, I think.
Well,
I offered nudity, full frontal. Listen,
he did.
To get this going.
Wait, Kate, does your tooth still come out?
It does.
Okay, good.
Tell Michael Kate's audition story.
Yeah, let's hear this.
Yeah.
So Kate came in to audition for Allison's part initially.
All right.
And Nancy and I we would audition every single person together, and I would improvise with them, and Nancy would film them. And Kate came in, and Nancy's a genius, and Kate did her part, and we were like, but she's so funny, and it wasn't quite right, and so but we loved Kate, and Nancy was like, what about Wanda? And I was like, Wanda? And Wanda was a character that I wrote in the pilot, had totally forgotten about. I just wrote it to crack up Nancy. I wrote like a skanky whore in the corner named Wanda, or a toothless skanky whore in the corner named Wanda, something like that. Said something. She didn't even have a line or anything. It was just an aside. It was one line in the script. And Nancy's like, what about Wanda? I'm like, Wanda? And Nancy's like, yeah, and she's explaining her to Frisbee and Kate, and she says, yeah, she's like this toothless, really, at the end of her rope kind of prostitute. And Kate's like, well, I can take my tooth out. My tooth comes out.
I was like, She was like, she's a toothless drunk whore, and I was like, well, I actually have a fake tooth. I love booze, and yeah, I'll be a whore. Like,
So she takes her tooth out, and right then, before you even did anything, I was like, she is in this show.
Yes.
And this is, it was gold. It was gold. I was like,
it was so fun.
I was already deciding what kind of car I wanted to buy with all the money you were going to make us.
I feel like Wanda stole every scene she was in. Like,
yeah,
she was Wanda was like fan favorite every time, all day, every day. Kate would just come in and just quip something, and the shit that came out of her mouth was so much gold.
When we did the one,
Bob and Kate.
Kate killed me when we did that one scene about the whiskey leaving the town, being a dry town, and you were so angry. You lost your when we're doing the AA meeting in the schoolyard. She was so angry. I swear I could not keep it together. If you can watch, and I can't. I'm just smirking in the background because I cannot.
We rolled for like 45 minutes. I was shocked how well everyone did listening. There was like barely any over talking, really. Like that was like the best improv
Listen.
Yeah, like listen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was pretty impressive.
I steamrolled. Let's be honest.
You need one steamroller.
No, that was hard though. Sometimes we had those scenes where you had like a bunch of us, like most of the series regulars, and it was hard not to steamroll or to anytime you're just doing a theater show, like you have an improv scene with 3 people, that's like you got to give and take and kind of do. We did like 8 funny people who all like the scene's sparking shit and all our brains, so everyone is like raring to go, and I felt like those scenes would be the hardest.
Well, that pitchfork scene when everybody we were getting
that's
a
what
posse.
I was going to say.
Oh, the posse together. Yeah,
when Allison said my Kant, which was her aunt and her cousin, and you could see it in the footage when we were editing. Every improviser in that scene just lit up. It was like, Kant? Did she just say Kant? And it was so funny because you just all these genius people going, oh my God, off and running.
Even Nancy at one point had to say, okay, I think we've got enough of the Mike Cunt stuff.
Yes.
That's a great scene.
Allison's like, my Kant is beautiful. My Kant is, you made this great speech, Allison, that was just damn genius.
I remember that. I also miss Michael, we also got to take horseback riding lessons.
Oh.
As a part of doing this show, we got sent to these stables in Burbank, and we got to learn how to ride horses, in preparation for the show.
Michael, there's a very, very obvious reason she's bringing this up.
I'm sure.
There was one really, really good rider in the group, and it wasn't me, John, or Kate.
No, it wasn't me either. I wasn't any good.
You were good.
Talking about you were like
best
galloping.
You were clearly the best.
Yeah.
And he gave you the best horse. And
once I cantered downhill. That's
all the cowboys saw Allison, and they were like, I couldn't get them to answer a goddamn question. Like, do I put my foot here? Excuse me, I got to help Allison. There are like 7
having a problem.
cowboys over there. I'm like, can somebody please just show me what to do?
No, shut up.
I've got to attend to Allison or Alexia because she was scared to death of horses, and I think her horse trainer thought he was going to marry her. I really did.
Was his name Buck?
He was in love with her.
Buck, the horse trainer.
I think his name was Buck.
Oh, it's
Buck. He wasn't. He was smitten.
Guys, I never actually got to do the horse part.
Yeah, you didn't have to do
You guys took that away from me, but it's fine.
Because she was cast at the last minute. She wasn't in the pilot because we'd already had the pilot underway. Or we?
No, this was before season 2.
Oh, this was before season 2? Really?
Yeah, you guys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nice, John. Nice.
You got the dog. Didn't you have some?
I did get a dog.
Rottweiler dog.
3 of them. We shuffled through 3 Rottweilers.
One was they all played one dog.
Yes.
One was a Rottweiler. Oh my God, it's hi.
Hi.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
That's Michael. We're in the middle of a podcast, but I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Hello.
God,
Wow.
Look at his hair.
Fantastic.
Oh my gosh. I'm listening to this conversation thing and I gotta go back and watch some of those episodes.
I know.
I know,
you
me
still in
too.
love
My
with
adult brain.
Do you still want to have? Bob says you want to have one more kid.
I do. I totally want to have one more kid.
Yes.
I can see the hair.
Allison doesn't look a day older.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah, I know.
Neither does Kate. It's just me and Bob. We're
Oh
like,
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Although your
Yeah,
hair
that's
is-
gray.
I think if we go for this movie, your hair needs to don't touch it. Just keep growing that.
I agree.
I agree.
Very
You
Hardy
have a sweet
Boys.
rug going.
My daughter loves it.
I bet. And it's salt and peppery too.
It looks
Oh my
like
gosh.
how I remember Hudson's hair.
Yeah.
Like rocker
yes.
I need to
Right?
start with like some hair. You know how I need to do this or stuff.
Wow.
I need to get like.
Does Jennifer like it?
She hasn't. I haven't seen my wife in April.
Jennifer barely likes John.
On that note, it's
She likes me because I'm a little different. I look different. I look unlike myself, so she can pretend I'm somebody else.
Right now it's Rick Springfield.
Yes. Rick Springfield.
I
Huh?
like that. Hard to hold.
Jesse's girl.
Jesse's girl. Oh shit. So
Who's got 2 rolling around?
when
Wait,
Allison came on the program before, right? I was telling her I was envious of actors, especially ones that could improv, because it just seemed so difficult. So she forced me into an improv, right then. And so we got, and she was wonderful, and I was not. But at the end of it,
Yes,
I was
you were.
thinking,
You were great.
no.
Easy.
At the end of it, I was thinking, well, I didn't do as bad as I thought I did. I did okay and stuff. So we did that. Well, then the interview ended, and as soon as I said goodbye to Allison, my wife peeked in the room and she said, "Yeah, you shouldn't act." That was
My wife says the same
Yeah.
thing.
John's wife and my wife.
I was like,
Don't you have
oh,
another skill?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, I think the thing about improvising that sounds so simple but is difficult is listening. And it's
Yeah.
just about, and why, Michael, I think you were terrific, is because you just completely listened. I can't remember what I said to you, but whatever it
Terrifying.
was, you just went into it and you got it. And then you and I, if you can go back and forth with someone and you're both in agreement because no one's trying to drive the truck themselves, you're doing it together. That's
Yeah.
kind of that like sweet spot of improv where it feels, because it doesn't feel scary once you both are going to do that,
Well, I remember exactly what was said because we were in a library, and because my son works in a library, so that's where we were.
That's right.
And we were employees working together, and I don't. You were saying something, and then I was answering you something about the Dewey Decimal System, and so I'm answering you. But I was having to think a little bit what I wanted to say, so I'm just rattling off a bunch of nonsense, and then under your breath you said, "I love you." And that was the end of the improv because I was done. After that, I just stumbled all over myself, and that was the end of it.
Well, now you know what John was going through when he had to prep for 4 days to kiss Allison.
Yes. Or what about having Allison do her burlesque act in front of you with the camera on your face?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
now we're
right.
talking serious
That
business.
was awesome.
That was a great episode.
I bet the
That
set
was
was
such a good
full
scene.
that day.
Oh yeah. People are coming out of the woodwork. What's going on? You guys
Yeah.
need a stand over here?
And
You
all
know,
those guys
like-
from like Transpo who never leave their truck suddenly felt like Transpo needed to be on set.
Come on, nobody cared. I
They
think
didn't They
that-
did care, Allison. There were guys everywhere trying to get
Really?
on that set.
I was
You guys
probably
who weren't on the
I
crew who
was-
were suddenly on the call sheet.
Yeah.
I think it's actually I was really nervous for that. And I remember like acting very casual, like I wasn't nervous at all, but I was so nervous. And I remember, because again, Michael, we don't get a lot of information. Like I knew I was going to do a dance,
Right.
but that's all I knew. So I'm like, hey, where are we shooting that dance? And like, while other people are doing their scenes, I'm like in the space trying to figure out, okay, maybe I'll try this. I don't know what music it's going to be. So I just, it's like I'm trying to control a situation that I have absolutely no control over. And I think also when
did we even know the music?
What?
Did we even have the music picked when you did it?
Oh, for the dance?
I didn't dance to the music that wound up in the show. I think I danced to something, or maybe I didn't dance to anything. I don't know. I mean, honestly, again, I can't.
That sounds
it's like,
hard.
It was, and it's like, for me, yes, I do burlesque, but that is a separate world for me. Like
Right.
I've always kind of felt like, I do improv, I do the groundlings, and that's where I'm like my truest self, and I'm just an idiot and where I goof around. But then I have this other side of my personality that's really a thing I like to put on, where I'm this different woman who's a burlesque dancer. So it was really difficult to do that in front of my funny friends.
I remember you being nervous about it now, actually.
Yeah. It's
and
just,
I was like, why? This is like a great marriage right now. Like, this is the best of both. And you're, oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, it just, because like the people who I do burlesque for, like they think I'm somebody else. It's like a different mask. And so to go in front of the people who like know my insides, like the people who are going to bust your balls and be like, sweet moves, Dunbar, it's so much more daunting.
Yeah, I feel like everyone was just like, yeah, that was good afterwards.
Oh
I
my
hope
God.
so. I hope so.
People's minds were blown. My mind was blown.
Hey, Allison,
I couldn't believe it.
Which of the two, if you're separating them, which one makes you feel more vulnerable?
Oh, comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Because again, dancing is like, first of all, it's a character. It's almost like I'm playing a character, and I rehearse it and I can come out and kill it. But improvising, you guys know we show our ass by accident all the time, because you can't edit yourself. You can't, things just come out. And that's the thing I've realized more and more, like when you're improvising with other people, pieces of their soul come out. Even when they're, whatever character they're playing, you're seeing some, like you've got some sort of, tube into like what makes them tick, what really tickles them, what point of view, do they think about? And so I feel like doing improv is that's why it's so scary to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
There's a lot of failure too. I mean, if it's successful, there's going to be a lot of shit that's just awful, and it's hard to press on when you have like one failure after another. You're like, that wasn't funny. Oh, but then there is something, and and the editors can pluck that.
Right.
I mean, it's even harder with some of the stuff you do with the groundlings on stage, because the audience is watching the failures, as you're performing them. But still, that's why I think it's so terrifying.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I never thought of that you have to, there's probably a lot of takes that you can't use, and you're just looking for because you just assume that it just comes out funny every time.
Here's the thing though, with this group, much more than you would be. They think it's not good, but what they think is not good is still good. The thing that I've learned about improv is I can't trust my own perception of how things are going while I'm improvising. I'm like Allison, I blank out too. I don't even remember what I said or what happened, but I know that if I have any kind of feeling about my performance, I can't trust that at all. And I just let it go, and then later when we look but you'd be surprised, man. The best cut of every episode was around 40 minutes. That was the best.
And it was supposed to be 21, right? Or 22 or something?
21:35. So by the time we got it to where, we had to get it to turn it in, we had to kill off so much amazing stuff. Amazing.
You need a director's cut.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's too
I
bad,
think
you know, because like that's the kind of thing that the fan, because with our fan base, they would eat up a box set
Yeah,
of
they
you
would.
know 40 minute episodes. I know you can't do it, but like they would have been all
Can't you, John?
over.
Oh, we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have to be paid to do it, but
Yeah.
we can do it.
Yeah,
That's what fans are for.
I have the cuts, but you know, you have to color and mix it and all that stuff. So there would be some, but not a lot of expense. No.
you know, I think one of the things that like it's something I've learned during COVID is that I would be like, a lesson I'm going to take out of this regarding improv is that I will be much less precious about like what Bob was talking about the failures, because it's so true. I mean, it's just like you have scenes that are just like shitty, and you know, having the groundlings is like a place where if I want to, I can go and do the improv shows, right? And when I'm doing one, first of all, I wouldn't do them enough because of that failure thing. It like gets at you, and sometimes you're like, you've got a million excuses. I'm too rusty.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure I take a class before I go back into a show. Like I feel like, John, you're the opposite with this. Like you just put yourself out there. You just have less fear. And I think about how the times when I would do the improv shows, I never invited people because I was like, I don't know. Because I can't control mine. Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I suck. And I don't seem to have any like ability to drive the car. So I wouldn't invite people because I'd be like, what if I suck tonight? And you know, they're going to
Your suck is awesome.
then they'll know I'm an imposter, right? So I think about that now, and I'm like, oh, going forward, now that we're, Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Was it Hudson?
My kids are in the room.
What are we playing?
Well, I don't know why they're in here because I asked them not to, but they opened up a cabinet and what fell down? Like a brass, like a piece of sculpture fell off of a piece of furniture.
That's
It was just Jules. I'm not a part of this.
Hi, Hudson. Hi, Jules.
Hi, everybody.
Look, it's Quick Draw.
Oh.
We grew
Whoa.
up on that set.
Yes.
See, that was as close to Angry John as I've ever seen.
I'm so
mild.
broken. I can't even. I mean, I'm so broken and heavily medicated that there's no chance for me to get upset about anything anymore. My
That's the movie.
How'd you hear my son? When's the movie?
Yeah, we
We're trying
agree.
to figure it out.
Oh God, you guys! I'm telling you, it's so good.
We've got all these Civil War, battlefields and stuff here in West Virginia. I'm telling you,
I know.
this is the place.
You know, Michael, I know you think you want us there, but you really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like,
right.
48
right.
hours in, what have
Yeah, what did
done?
I do?
Mhm.
And your wife is gonna be like, they need to leave.
I'd like
Yeah.
to ask you guys, the rest of you guys, what if I was just saying about like the thing I took out of quarantine is that I will take more chances and invite people to shows and do more shows when I have the opportunity again. What have you guys learned about yourselves or about life, like real talk during this shutdown?
I should let you host this.
I know.
She's
You're
good.
great. Yeah,
good.
you're really good.
Well, thank
Allison
you.
can do almost anything. Can you
Yes,
sing,
sir.
Allison? Can you
No.
sing too?
What? It's been 7 We had a song, we did a sketch to that about our lower back tattoos, and we switched all the lyrics to like, remember it was like, guys think we're easy because they see the tramp
Because
stamp,
we've got
and they're
tramp
like-
stamps, yeah.
they're gonna fuck, and then we got back to our, and we like, no, we're not like that, and then we sang a whole song about it.
We
And
sang
was it- it's been
Sinead
7
O'Connor's
years since-
Nothing Compares to You.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
hilarious.
My
Yeah.
lower back tattoo.
I'm gonna answer Allison's question because it was a good one.
Yes.
I'm very like I always would have said I'm very reclusive and I don't particularly like people. Like I really enjoy my alone time until you don't have an option, and then you
Right.
realize, oh my God, with no contact, there's something that happens to you, and it's not healthy. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure and that's not unique to me. I mean, everybody's going through it the same way. But it's like I would have thought, like if you told me in theory, oh, there's gonna be a pandemic and you need to be alone for 6 or 8 months, I'd be like, you know what,
Yeah.
breeze. And it's way harder than I ever would have imagined.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's really good.
It scares me in terms of like, do you guys feel like, when is it going to be normal again? And what will I be able to make happen? Has too much time gone by?
Right.
Can I still do what I thought I was on this earth to do? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, it gives me a lot of like scary, dark
It's scary.
feelings.
Yeah, it's a scary time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just feel like there's no room. There's not a lot of room for comedy, in the ether right now.
But you need it.
know?
You need
I
it.
know everybody needs it, but I'm just saying it's not like the comedy that gets me, like absurdist, going for the
Right.
joke.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like
The right time. For
it's
sure.
out there to grab right now.
There's a play you should. I know this is going to sound super theater snobby and showy offy, but there was a play that I did in grad school, and it's called Red Noses, and it was about a group of clowns that forms during the bubonic plague in the 13th century, and they travel around trying to bring some kind of joy to people who have just lost everybody in their family, and they're about to die as well. It's like it's long. It's like 3 hours long. It's got a cast of 40, but it's a remarkable play, and it's exactly that.
What is it, Bob? What's it
It's
called?
called Red Noses, and it's by
Okay.
Peter Barnes. And it's just so moving, and it's beautiful, and it's funny, and it's heartbreaking, and and it's really, in a way, it's exactly what we're all going through right now.
Yeah. It does feel like John brought up absurdist. I feel like we're all like in a Samuel Beckett play.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
and if we all are, then there's no room for the absurd on the absurd. Like it's like eating fudge. It's just
Icing on icing.
chocolatey.
Yeah.
This morning before I went and got my spray tan, which, okay, let's listen. First world problems. I did get a spray tan today. But I went to Houston's. I'm in my pajamas, by the way. I just want to say that, like,
Oh my God.
it's 3:30. I'm in my pajamas. I've been in them all day. And before I went to the spray tan, I went to Houston's and I picked up 2 entree-sized portions of artichokes. And I sat in my car and I ate a grilled artichoke listening to a murder podcast. And like,
Wow.
it was
You
like,
could have listened to Too Opinionated. I'm just saying.
Wrong choice of podcast.
the point is, like, this was my treat.
We go good with artichokes.
No,
Like,
I know what you mean. I'm
What is
spending a lot of
happening?
time in
This
my
was
car.
my day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm spending a lot of
Yeah.
time sitting in my car just to
Same.
escape my family.
My
Well,
car
well,
has been dead outside for 3 months. I'm not
How do you-
kidding.
You and Tom are sharing a car?
Yeah, I've jumped it, but then it like dies again. I probably need a new alternator or something.
Yeah,
but
that's what it
fuck
sounds
it.
like.
I'm leaving it there.
Can't you fix it? I feel like you can fix and build anything. Why can't you
Yeah.
fix your car?
I can do basic car stuff like change a battery, but I already did that like a year ago, so it's not my
Don't
battery.
do another battery because it's got to be the alternator.
I think so, and I can't change an alternator. Nor
YouTube,
am I gonna
YouTube,
learn.
Watch a YouTube video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kate,
you got to buy
I
a new
could take
car.
Your spleen out with a YouTube video.
I can't fix cars and houses. That's just too much.
So what are your plans for because you're working on your guest house? What are you doing?
I'm renovating the bathroom.
Great.
So I'm tired. There was like a one of those nasty shower enclosures that they put in like mobile homes in there, and it was leaking, and so I ripped it out. We ripped it out, and now I'm learning how to tile, which is
That's
a
hard.
great way to waste 4 hours and not doom scroll on your phone.
Do you guys know that Kate let me crash in her back guest house when I got out of my last disastrous relationship? I lived at Kate's place.
That's a good
Aw,
friend.
That's good. That's a friend.
It was
That is a friend.
great. Yeah.
I still owe. She overpaid me.
Well, you know.
Okay, she's so generous.
When
She makes me feel like I am worth it.
You are worth
When
it.
my first wife left me, I came over to Bob's and he wouldn't let me stay.
That adds up.
You know me, hard to get.
He was like, "No, we're full, John. I can't do it. I
Do you
can't."
really? Did you really have another wife?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, I didn't think. I was like trying to think about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
prefer-
this has been great.
Michael,
Has
thanks for
it?
having us.
Those loose
Yeah.
forks. I hope we weren't a disaster because we
No,
were just,
no. See, I've taken a few things from this, right? So, one, season 3 is going to be much more serious. So I got that out of this.
Yeah.
It's going to take a darker turn.
Well, dark, yeah, for sure, dark. But
No, you know what we need to do for our next one? Our next one is, John, you need to write us a little season 3 scene, and we just need to have a table read on here.
There you go.
oh,
That's what we need to do.
okay, but these guys, I mean, the only reason we wrote anything was just so that we would have a narrative that would
That's all you
glue it
need.
all together.
I know.
But
I
these
told
guys
you. I've
never-
got you figured out. That's all you need to do. Just set the scene.
Right. If you got people like these three, these are 3 of the most talented people. Now, you can talk about improv, and I feel like my take on improv is that almost anybody can improv. I mean, we
That's not
improv
true.
all the time when we're just talking to each other. That's improv. And there are rules out there that can get almost anybody good enough to improvise. But then there's these special people like these people who enjoy the not knowing, enjoy the abyss, enjoy falling into the black hole. And that is rare and valuable and amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys are such a
Make
great
it very
cast.
easy, my friend.
Yeah, I love what good friends you are, and it definitely showed up on the screen. That's why I thought it was a new show, and I told you, John, I told you that when I finished it, I found 10 items or less. I was like, I got to have more, and that was as close as I could get.
Yeah.
And then
But
I got
quick
to see some of you on that too. It was great.
We learned so much.
Thank you.
10 items or less was like the minor league, to get to quick draw was it all came together, I thought.
Yeah,
A
it
lot
was
of
so
stuff
good.
there, but yeah, this was something special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
Hey,
I'm still
Bob.
annoyed that stupid. Every time I see a commercial for that stupid superstore, I just get a little angry.
Oh, I know. See, you guys had the idea first. I know.
Yeah.
I've told John that.
Well,
Bob, I got to ask you something from my wife. She said to make sure I asked. She was a big Cougar Town fan, right? And her question is, why wouldn't they just let you come in the house?
Ask her, would she? She wouldn't.
if you knew Bob, you would not let him come in the house.
He'd let
My
you
wife sounds
come
like a
in.
very smart person, and she can answer the question herself. She wouldn't be like, "No, you're fine, but just stay there."
You're fine, just better outside the
Yeah, you're
window.
better
It's
outside.
always
You're
better to
better
have a window
outside.
between you
You're
and
better
Bob.
when I can close the door and just. But say hi for me.
I will.
This is awesome, Michael. Thank you so much for getting us together. I
Yeah,
haven't
thanks,
seen you guys
Michael.
for years, and my heart's filled right now. So
I know this was, I was so excited to do it, but this felt like a really nice lifeline, seeing all of your faces and talking about what was undoubtedly one of the most fun times ever on a set. So Michael, thank you for getting us
Well,
together. to
You're
do
so
this.
welcome. From a fan's perspective, it was a lot of fun watching. This is
and
a
Allison,
lot
if
of
the ground
people
when the
were
groundlings
finding-
start up again, let us know because we'll come to a show. Maybe we can do a reunion at one of your shows.
You know,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
getting a
maybe that's-
lot of people finding Quick Draw now during COVID
Yeah.
because people are streaming so much.
Oh,
And
I
I get
found
a
it.
lot, I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of people who are like, who think it's a new show and that they just found it and that this is amazing and I can't wait for season 3. And I'm like, well,
Isn't it great with all the residuals rolling in too?
Yeah.
God, our unions did a great job on that deal,
Wow.
didn't they?
Wow. Wow.
Can we? I've got the bunk bedroom, but Kate, you've got an extra guest house. Maybe we
Yeah.
could there.
We
And she can come out early and hot
have
box and
that.
stuff too.
We
Huh?
could just record right in person.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm game, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready.
I gotta duck out. It's
All
such
right.
a joy to see you guys. All right.
Love
right.
you guys.
Love you,
Bye,
Bob.
Bob.
Love
Thank
you
you, guys.
guys.
Thank you for
Thank
doing
you,
this.
Michael.
You're
Okay.
welcome. It's been great.
Love you, love you, love you, love you.
Love you long time, everybody.
Well, how fun was that? That was just a blast. 4 of the funniest people that I've ever met. So excited to look. They had me. It was so funny. I was laughing so hard I started sweating. I really got to get in shape. That was just great. I hope you enjoyed that. There's so many Quick Draw fans out there. We need to keep the pressure on them so maybe we can see a movie to tie things up, or maybe a season 3. Or off camera, I was talking with Kate about doing a Kate spin or a Wanda spinoff. That would be great. Yeah, just a blast. Thanks everyone for watching. I know you've got a lot of things you can choose to watch and to listen to. Really appreciate that you keep coming back to Too Opinionated. Thank you so much. Please check out our website, meistercon.com. You can find us on Facebook under MeisterCon. If you feel like you want to help out the podcast, we're in the process of building our studio. We bought the building. We are working on renovating the inside. We can definitely use your help. You can go to patreon.com/MeisterCon. We'll give you some early access and some bonus material for your trouble. Thank you, everybody, for listening again, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye, everybody. All right, so this is going to fit really good with this episode. So I'm not 100% that I was recording when I was saying goodbye. I may have had it on pause. So you're either hearing this nonsense or I did say goodbye and then you're hearing this nonsense. So thank you all for listening. Hopefully this is the first time you're hearing that. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again real soon. And, thank you so much for hanging in there with us because we make so many mistakes. Oh my gosh. And you've just been so kind. Okay. Bye, everybody.